So kia ora everyone, thanks for those who are online and joining us for this afternoon session. We're really happy to be here today and to have this opportunity with you all. We'll just flip to the next slide quickly. Before we get started, I'll just open us up quickly with a quick karakia and then we'll get into it. E te atua manakitia mai mātou I te mera, ko mai kia mātou te kaha te ora I te maramatanga I roto I o mātou mahi katoa, ko ihu karati tō mātou ariki, ake, amini. Yeah, so kia ora everyone, ko Puketaputi Maunga, ko Waikato te awa, ko Tainui te waka, ko Tahuna te marae, ko te riraro te hapu, ko Ngāti Tiata, Wahua te iwi, ko Karis Tukuingoa. So my name is Karis Tutaki. I'm the graduate and intern recruitment coordinator here at Aurecon, and I pretty much just look over all that recruitment in the intern and grad space all over New Zealand. So yeah, really privileged to be able to come to this event today. Unfortunate that it's online, as we'd love to meet everyone's lovely faces in person, but nevertheless grateful for the opportunity. But pretty much we have a jam-packed agenda for our piece. We have 3 lovely speakers. A few of them have been through the TupuToa program themselves. We have Irana Kingi, we have Alicia Vaingalu, and we also have Lupesina Kuro as well. So they'll be talking a little bit about their experiences coming through the different programs and how they've found working at Aurecon, you know, the challenges they've faced and also a lot of the benefits as well. And all of them have really great stories. So it will be really exciting to hear from them. But we'll first start off with a little bit about Aurecon. Okay, cool. So yeah, before we get into sharing with the lovely ladies and their stories, we'll talk a little bit about who we are at Aurecon. So sorry, Andy, if you could skip back to the last slide. So what is Aurecon? So here at Aurecon, we are an engineering consultant agency. The best way for me to explain it would be if you have a set of Legos, we're the ones that make the instructions. I stole that one from Andy. But yeah, our ideas.
Okay, here we go. There we go. Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we kind of write the instructions, the blueprints, that kind of thing. So our clients' ideas and imagination drives what we do and the work that we do here at Aurecon. You know, regardless of the work that we do, it's so key for us to be able to build diversity of thought here at Aurecon. So not just kind of having, you know, the same old people, but we love all different people from all different backgrounds, ages, cultures, etc. So that's why we're so eager, and it's so important for us to be able to continue to build our Māori and Pasifika workforce here and being able to bring all those different ideas to life. Cool, next slide. So we have head offices, head Aurecon offices in most of the major cities across a number of these countries. If working in the same place in the same city constantly is not for you, then I can assure you you'd love Aurecon and what we have to offer here. International movements can be facilitated later on in your career, as we have offices spread across New Zealand, Australia, Asia, and more. We have a supportive and inclusive culture and diversity. We have a supportive and inclusive culture, and diversity is a main driver for us here at Aurecon. We operate over a wide range of sectors, from aviation to transport to water, and we're focused on working towards sustainable energy sources and improving infrastructure and efficiency. In operational areas of the business, we recruit from core engineering disciplines, for example, civil, electrical, and mechanical. However, on the other hand, it doesn't just stop there. We also have many opportunities in advisory. So advisory is more like business consulting, and it's suited to students studying communications, commerce, IT, human resources, project management, infrastructure, risk advisory, and it aligns really well with double degree students. And a few of our guest speakers here today also work in advisory, so they can touch on a bit about the work that they do as well. So you don't exactly need to be an engineer or need to have all those qualifications to tick the boxes to be able to work here at Aurecon. no matter what discipline you study, you can play a vital part in creating a better future with Aurecon. Now, yes, it's great to hear about what Aurecon has to offer practically, but there are also so many more benefits about why it's such a great place to work. So we have a very inclusive and warm, inviting work environment here. A lot of the feedback that we get from our interns is it's just such a great place to work. There's a lot of kind and helpful and generous people here at Aurecon. We have some really cool schemes that kind of encompass our diversity and how kind of aware we are about that. So we have the holiday swap days. So if you're someone who maybe doesn't identify with the Christian culture and you don't celebrate Christmas or Easter, you're able to take those holidays and maybe swap it for another day that maybe is not recognized in New Zealand and take that day as a holiday instead. Again, with being able to work internationally or having opportunities to travel, we also have this thing called Working Holiday, the Working Holiday Initiative. So this is an initiative that allows you to work up to 4 months in another location, whether that's, you know, going and traveling and being able to integrate that with leave, working remotely from another country. And this allows us to be able to go and visit family or see other people or see new things. So that's really just another way that goes to show how much Aurecon respects their employees and, you know, wants to create such a warm and inviting workplace. So that's a bit about who we are here at Aurecon, and I'll pass it on to Alicia, and she'll touch on the daily life here at Aurecon. Thanks.
Talofa, my name is Alicia. Lovely to meet you all that are here today. So just a little bit, I'm just going to speak to a little bit about what the daily life at Aurecon is. I've been with the company for almost 2 years now. I came in as an intern. I worked for 1 summer and then I went back to studying. And while I was studying, I was privileged enough to be offered casual work. So I could work 1 to 5 days a week if I wanted to, which was really awesome because instead of having to stay working somewhere like the pools where I worked as a lifeguard, I actually got to have real world experience in an industry that I was really interested in. You'll see a lot of photos of me and my friends in this slide. So my introduction into Aurecon was nothing but just learning who was who and meeting all of the wonderful people that are in those photos. I was really privileged to learn and meet who all of the senior leadership team was basically in my first week, which was really incredible. We have quite a flat structure in the sense that you can go and communicate and talk to anyone in the company that you want to, and they will give you the time of day, which is really awesome. We had seminars on how to build our careers. We had training and development courses, as well as a base camp where we got to meet other interns from all over the country and collaborate on innovation projects. Our particular innovation project was actually in how to integrate Te Ao Māori into the workplace, which was a really awesome opportunity to not only learn, but lead in that space. In terms of everyday life at the company, it's pretty sweet. You get free coffee. We're currently at an office in Fanshawe Street, but we're going to move to Newmarket, which is great because there's good food there too. In Fanshawe Street, we have lunches at Victoria Park. We go over and we play like touch for lunch, which is really awesome. We also have Friday afternoon hangs in Wynyard Quarter, which is great. Always an awesome like social place. And we have flexible working, which I think is one of the best initiatives I've ever seen in any workplace I've ever worked in. I can work from home 4 or 5 days a week if I need to. My mum's actually having surgery this week and I can work from home and look after her, which is incredible. I don't think you would get that at a lot of other places. So yeah. Some of the projects that I worked on include the pedestrian level crossing business case, where I literally got to go and sit at train crossings where pedestrians would cross, and I would talk to them about their day and why they use this form of transport walking across this level crossing, and just ask them, you know, do you feel safe when you're using this? What are the challenges when you come here? If it's raining, would you avoid this place? And that all fed into informing Waka Kotahi whether or not they should create maybe a bridge or a tunnel in that space for safety, which was really awesome. So you're really impacting a community of people with the work that you do here. And I also got to work on Te Pai, the Christchurch Convention Centre, which was amazing because I'm based in Auckland and I got to fly to Christchurch every week. I got given hella money for food, which was great. And they will, cart you around the city so you can do some exploring and enjoy your time there. And I got to visit site almost every single day. So that's me and my high-vis and hanging out with all the contractors and the other consultants. So getting to work directly with the client and directly with other people on projects is absolutely incredible. And on such a large scale, building that will impact people and allow other people to share their art and all of what they have to offer the world was a really incredible experience. So yeah, I couldn't
have to
recommend it more.
acknowledge there, you've got Dimitri Souvlaki. So as a Christchurch boy, I'm just like, yes, well done.
I had to put it in there. I had to. That's the best food I've ever had. Cool. Whawhatai, thank you so much for listening. Passing on to Lupe.
Salafalava Malonita Tokainga, Oloingo Lupusina Koro. I'm from the villages of Salelonga, Lufi Lufi, Ivan, Samoa, and Atahotokelau. My pronouns are she and her. And I started with Aurecon as an intern in 2018. So if you just jump to the next slide. So that was my second year of university. So I'd say I've been with Aurecon probably, pretty much since my specialization started. And I'm still here as a grad, so it must be a good company because I'm someone who's very straightforward. And if I don't like somewhere, I just won't be there. Probably the biggest things about this company and again, about aligning our values is the focus on sustainability. So one of my big pushes, especially coming from Tokelau, where yes, our island is sinking and it sucks. But if we can, in our own work, in our own mahi that we do, help to combat this. So for me, it's working in the transport team. Transport's the biggest contributor to carbon emissions in Auckland. So that's a big push for why I do the work that I do. And Aurecon has a huge focus on getting our clients to have more sustainable solutions, which I'm really proud of. Probably the second value is open communication and flat structure that Alicia talked to around you just being able to talk to probably the CEO or the transport director, industry leaders, and they'll be the person sitting right next to you for that day of work. So we have like a hot desking model where everyone just sits where they want for the day. And that's a really good chance to get to know others in the business you wouldn't normally talk to, but also get over your own whakama and learn how to communicate at a professional level, but still bring yourself, bring your very genuine self to mahi every day. I will be honest in that the first week at Aurecon, I hated it. But a lot of it was because I was getting over my own imposter syndrome. I wasn't, as they say in Samoan, I wasn't masangi, so I felt like I didn't belong because I'd never worked in an office before. And that was a big mental hurdle for me to get over, because once I started asking questions, once I started making my concerns known to my managers, they were really open and really like, come on, let's go for a coffee, I'll show you lunch, yada, yada, yada. And I'm still here 4 years later. So I would say that my time here is a big testament to why the culture is awesome at Aurecon. That's us having a team lunch and me yapping and eating at the same time. And then on that bottom picture, that's myself with a few of the other graduates from this year. We had a virtual online games night just to sort of, boost everyone's morale with all the in and out of lockdowns going on. And I guess finally, don't be afraid to be the creator, the innovator, the change maker, the trailblazer. If you're being challenged, you're in the right place, and Aurecon is definitely that right place. If you want to make a change, if you want to make a real difference, and if you want to create a legacy. And so with that, I will hand over to my friend, Erana.
Kia ora koutou katoa, kōrena ki toku ingoa no Ngāti Piki ao ahau. E mahi ana au hei matanga hapai ki Aurecon, Kirikiriroa. So my name is Edina Kingi, my pronouns are she, her, and I am a consultant in our Hamilton office here in Kirikiriroa. And I'm very mindful that we do only have a little bit of time, but hei aha, gets quiet. Something I just wanted to touch on very quickly if you go to the next slide, Andy. is when you, whatever organization you decide to join or whatever company you do decide to go with, just remember that your diversity is your strength. And it's really important that you choose an organization that not only aligns with your own personal values and morals, but one that encourages you to be your full authentic selves all day, every day. And that's something that I remember hearing quite a lot when I was a TupuToa intern. So yeah, I just recommend that whatever organization you look for one that aligns with your values and one that you can bring your full authentic self, whether that is your culture, whether that is your ethnicity, or whether that is if you're part of the LGBTI community. As you'll see in some of the images here, Aurecon is a rainbow tick certified company, like some of the other companies that presented today. And so yeah, just make sure that you choose a company that you know, you feel safe in, because at the end of the day, that's a place you have to spend 40 hours a week, right? That's your full-time job. That's your full-time mahi. So yeah, that's all I want to say. Kia ora, everyone.
Kia ora all, and thank you for everyone for speaking so much. I think that that line you shared as being your authentic self here is one of the key things that I, as the senior recruiter here for Aurecon, really both see and promote myself. I've got sun on my screen, so excuse me if I keep moving across a wee bit. And I think that's a really good way to move on. Just to, if you do want to be a part of the Aurecon community, then there's a few ways of doing that. As we touched on, not everyone has to be a grad or an engineer in order to join Aurecon and be a part of the community here. So firstly, we do have internships, as we've touched on here. We do partner with TupuToa. And we have our internships opening in July. If you'd like to express interest, just click that QR code there, and that will take you through to the little area that you can express interest from. We're all on LinkedIn, and we promoted this today on LinkedIn as well. And you can find each of the presenters or myself on LinkedIn, and feel free to connect with us. And I think that is certainly a way of overcoming that big wall of an application system. You know, you've been a part of this today and you've joined us, so I think that's a great way of becoming a part of it. And ultimately, yeah, just get to know the people within the company that you want to be a part of. There's lots of outreach from people who want to engage with you, so you know, don't be shy. I think that's a really key part. And what I'll do is just pass back to, I think, was it Karis will be closing off, or was it you, Irana? I can't recall. My apologies.
I think Irana's closing off.
Yep, I'll now just close our session off with a karakia whakamutinga. Te whakaiatanga e, te whakaiatanga e, tēnei te kaupapa ka ia, tēnei te wānanga ka ia, te mauri o te kaupapa ka whakamoia, te mauri o te wānanga ka whakamoia. Kua ki runga, kua ki raro, hui e, ai ki e. Kia ora, everyone.
Thanks very much.
Pagete.
Awesome. Kia ora, everyone. That was amazing. Thanks everyone for jumping on. Legend.